Good morning, everyone. Let us see third chapter, that is theoretical probability distribution. Now, in this chapter, we have studied the following most important distributions. That is, first one is binomial distribution, then Poisson distribution, and normal distribution. Now, consider the first. These are only three distributions for our syllabus. Now, consider the first distribution, that is binomial distribution. This distribution was first discovered by Swiss mathematician James Bernoulli in 1700. It is based on the following conditions. There are some conditions, there are total 4 conditions in which we can recognize this is the example, the particular example will be of the binomial distribution. Now, first condition is the number of trials n of random experiment is finite and fixed. Whatever the experiment given in the example, the number of trials, that must be a finite number, okay, and it must be a fixed and finite number. It cannot be an infinite number, okay. Number 2, the outcome of each trial should be classified into the two mutually disjoint categories, that is success and failure. Like for example, we have to we can easily calculate the probability of success and probability of failure. In that cases only we can apply this binomial distribution. Like for example, tossing of a coin, okay, tossing of one coin, we get only two uh, outcomes, that is uh, tail and head and tail, okay. The probability of head is half, probability of tail is again half. If we consider the getting a head is a success, then probability of success, that is generally we denote it as p, is half, and probability failure, that is not getting success, that is not getting head, that is of course getting tail, is again a half. 1 minus p, that is 1 minus half, it's again a half, okay. In that cases we can also use binomial distribution. The third assumption is the result of any trial is not affected by preceding trials, and it does not affect succeeding trials. Means each trial is independent. The any trial should not affect the preceding and succeeding trial also, okay. Each trial should be independent. And last one is probability of success of each trial, that is p is constant, okay. That is this formula, p is nothing but, that is p plus q is nothing but 1. For that, from this formula we can calculate either p or q, okay. P is 1 minus q or q is 1 minus p. P is probability of success and q is a probability of failure. In such cases, if any example containing these assumptions or these um, given things, then we can apply binomial distribution formula or binomial distribution theory to that particular example, okay. And by using binomial distribution we can solve earlier chapters examples also, okay. This is very easy, okay. Now consider the probability function of binomial distribution, that is PGF. We generally call it as PGF, probability generating function. The theory behind that is, let us consider x be the random variable as usual, and n be the n trials. There are suppose n trials, and it will take values x from 0, that is success values, first success, second success, third success, and last n success. Suppose there are n trials and 0th success, there is no trial, okay. That is 0 success, 1 success, 2 success, and so on, n successes. Then the x should not be infinity, it must be finite, as we discussed earlier. The first assumption is n trials must be finite, okay. Now then probability of n successes are given by first 0 successes is, if value of x is 0, that is we get first on first trial, let us consider if you get 0 success, then 0 success, that means failure we denoted as q. and it is up to n trials, therefore q raised to n. Okay, plus addition of all this probability we get answer. All the probability, addition of all probability we know that is 1. Okay, second, one success means how many out of n there is only one success is p, and then remaining will be the failures. How many failures should be there then? N minus 1. Therefore nc1 n times p 1 success and n minus 1 failures. Similarly, this is nc2 p raised to 2, again 2 successes and n minus 2 failures, and so on. Last one is n successes, that is p raised to n, and 0 failure. Of course q is not, it doesn't contain in q. And we know this is a binomial expansion of p for p or q. P, this is first, and q, and p powers are get decreases, q power get increases, therefore p plus q raised to n. This is the expansion, binomial expansion of this. This is a formula, basic formula, and we know p plus q value is 1, therefore 1 raised to n. N is a positive integer, therefore 1 raised to n is 1. Addition of all probability is 1, that we already know. Then general representation of probability or R success there, like for example in general there are R successes. E is given by, this is the probability generating function of binomial distribution. This is a formula for binomial distribution. P x is equal to R, that is probability, is equal to NCR p raised to R q raised to n minus R, where R starts from 0, 1, 2 up to n successes. Okay, this is the main formula. Okay, now consider this. We know, note we already know mean as is expected value of x. These are both are same. For expected of x means nothing but mean of our given observations, nothing but summation xi pxi, product of x and probability up to I over I running from I to 1 to n or 0 to n given in the example. Okay, this is the main definition of mean. Therefore for binomial distribution, mean and variance are already defined. Mean is nothing but we have already known that notation for mean is mu1 dash, notation for variance is mu2, mu1 dash is n into p. Mean for binomial distribution is n into p. Okay, and variance for binomial distribution is npq. These are the three formulas. First one is probability formula, second one is this is mean formula and variance formula. Now let us consider constants of the binomial distribution. There are some constants in some example they are asked to find out some constants. Let us consider the constant. This is theory only. Moment generating function mgf about origin is given by this. This we already studied in this formula is already we studied in earlier chapter. Moment generating function, that is mt at origin, that is 0 is equal to expected value of e raised to tx. Expected means mean. What is mean of expected value of e raised to x is, formula e of x is summation this x I and their corresponding probability. Therefore here also expected value of e raised to tx is summation over x e raised to tx into corresponding probability. Expected of e raised to tx is nothing but summation e raised to tx this into probability, corresponding probability over summation x, and probability for this particular binomial distribution is formula is this as we write it earlier, e raised to tx as it is. Okay, summation over this x. Now combine this p e raised to tx, here e raised to x is there, e raised to tx there, therefore p raised to x and e raised to tx, we combine these two, q raised to as it is, and again this is a expansion over x. Expand this over x, we get nc1 x value from 1 to n, p raised to t 1, q raised to n minus 1 plus nc x value 2, p raised to t square, q raised to n minus 2 plus and so on. Last term ncn, that is 1, p e raised to t raised to n, and q raised to n minus 1 n, that is 0, that is q raised to 0, that is 1. Last term is this, and this is again a binomial expansion of first term is q plus the second term raised to power n. The basic formula. Okay, now this is moment generating function about origin. Now we know moment generating function about any point A is given by this formula. This also we already studied. M moment generating function of parameter t at any point A is equal to e raised to minus at. It is a shifting property of moment generating function about A turns to origin. Therefore, let MGF about mean. Moment generating function, if you have to calculate moment generating function about mean, that is suppose M is just a notation, and mean value for binomial distribution is NP. NP is given by this formula. M A value is mean, T is equal to e raised to minus M A is equal to MT, M0 T, M0 T of this. Okay, now put the values. E raised to M value is NP, M0 T is this value. Put it over here. So what we get? Now here also indice is n, that power indice is also n. Combine these two, e raised to minus pt, multiply both inside the bracket, we get this term, and raised to power n. Okay, now this becomes e raised to this term as it is. Okay, and this term becomes p as it is, e raised to t common 1 minus p, and we know 1 minus p is q. Okay, raised to n as it is. Okay, now expanding above, we get mu2 dash. In between there are so many steps, but it cannot be asked in exam, so directly you have to mug up all these things. These some constant, we are studying the constants of binomial expansion. You have to mug up all these formulas. Okay, now first expanding above as it is, we get mu2 dash, that is variance, is nothing but npq. Okay, and mu3 dash is equal to npq into q minus p. Mu4 dash is equal to npq into bracket 1 plus 3 into bracket n minus 2 pq. This is mu4 dash. Okay, now the main constants of binomial expansion is b1 or beta 1. Beta 1 is nothing but definition, by definition mu3 square upon mu2 cube. Put above these values in this, we get 1 minus 2p square upon npq by solving above equations. Okay, this is beta 1 constant of first constant of binomial expansion. Now beta 2 value is mu1 mu4 dash divided by, this is mu4 divided by mu2 dash above. Therefore put values of mu4 here and divided by mu2 dash square, and simplify that, we get this term. Second binomial constant of binomial distribution. This is first beta. First one is mean. Mean is np. Variance is npq. Third one, beta 1 is this one, beta 2 is this one. Now next, moment of moment of coefficient of skewness, this other constant, is nothing but square root of beta 1. Like for example, standard deviation is also square root of variance, like that only. Moment coefficient or moment of coefficient of skewness is nothing but square root of this above beta 1, which is equal to, take square root of this, we get this. And coefficient of kurtosis is nothing but beta 2. This beta 2 is called coefficient of kurtosis, and square root of this beta 1 is called coefficient of skewness. These are the some constants of binomial expansion, binomial distribution or binomial expansion. Now consider the first example of binomial expansion. Binomial distribution is very easy distribution as compared to Poisson or normal distribution. Okay, if probability of defective bolt is 1 by 10, here probability is given 1 by 10. Find what we have to find? Mean. We have to find mean. Then variance, then moment coefficient of skewness, and moment coefficient of kurtosis for the distribution of defective bolts in a total of 400. Okay, there are 400 bolts. Okay, and the defective bolt probability is 1 by 10. It is given. These two things are only given, and these two things are fixed. This is n value, this is fixed, that's why we can apply. And probability p is also given, that's why we can apply binomial distribution to solve this, or we can only find out the coefficient. These are like coefficients of binomial distribution. Okay, now consider, given thing is small n is 400, number of trials are 400, p, probability of success, is given 1 by 10. Obviously q is nothing but 1 minus p, this is 1 minus 1 by 10, this is 9 by 10. Now first consider mean. Mean is nothing but n into p by definition. The n value is 400 into 1 by 10 is 40. Now second, variance is npq, 400, 1 by 10, 9 by 10 is equal to 36. Now third, moment coefficient of skewness is under root of beta 1 by definition, it is equal to this. Put this value, all this value, calculate on calci, we get 0.134. Now next, coefficient of kurtosis, that is beta 2, is nothing but this formula. Put all this above value in this formula, numbers, all numbers, we get by calci 3.013. This is the first example. Now consider the second example. With usual notation, find p, we have to find probability p for binomial distribution if these are given thing. N value is 6, 9 into probability of x is equal to 4. This is one equation, it is given 9 into, this is not g, this is 9 into probability of x is equal to 4 is equal to probability of x is equal to 2. This is one given thing, and n is also given. We have to find value of p. Okay, let us see. Given already in example, it is given that distribution is binomial distribution, that's why we have to use the binomial distribution formula over here. Now consider, given thing n value is 6. For binomial distribution, probability is true function, that is probability p is nothing but, this is the formula, NCR p raised to r q raised to n minus r. This is for formula for probability distribution function for binomial distribution. Now put the values of n here, we get 6cr p raised to r q raised to 6 minus r. R over from how many n's are given here, like this. Here in the example, r value is 0 including 0, 1, 2 up to n for this probability. Therefore n value is 6. Therefore r running from 0 including 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 6 only. Okay, this is given in the example. Now this is we already used now and a given formula. Now consider this equation. 9 into probability of x is equal to 4 is equal to probability of x is equal to 2. Put the value of r here. Okay, the formula is x is equal to r. We have to find, we have to put in this formula r value is equal to 4 first, then r value is equal to 2, and prepare that formula for 4 and 2. What we get? This 6 c4 p raised to 4 q raised to 6 minus 4, that is 2, 9 as it is, into, is equal to 6 c now 2 p square q raised to 6 minus 2, that is 4. We have to solve this now. Okay, now put all these values. P square p raised to 4, both side p square gets cancelled. Q square q raised to 4, both side q square gets cancelled. 64 into 9 you can calculate on calci, and 62. Okay, we get, by simplifying, 9 p square is equal to q square. Now put value of q, that is 1 minus p. 1 minus p bracket square. Expand this formula, 1 plus p square minus 2p. Okay, take on one side all this equation, we get 8p square plus 2p minus 1. Okay, this p square come to left hand side, we get 9p square minus 1p square, 8p square. This minus 2p comes to left hand side, we get plus 2p, and this is come to LHS minus 1 is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation. Okay, what is our original question? We have to find p. Okay, and now from this quadratic equation we get two roots of p. By this minus b plus formula is, we know, minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Here a is what? 8, b is 2, and c is minus 1. Okay, put all this value in the above formula, we get this. Now calculating all this by this step, we get, these are very easy steps. We get p values are minus 1 by 8 plus 3 by 8, one root, and minus 1 by 8 minus 3 by 8, that is other root. Therefore two roots are, by calculating, 1 by 4 and minus half. But probability can't be negative, right? Probability lies between 0 and 1 only. Therefore this negative we can avoid. Therefore answer for p is only 1 by 4. Now consider next example. In binomial distribution with 6 independent trials, that is n value is 6, probability of 3 and 4 successes, that is r is equal to 3 and r is equal to 4, are given 0.2457 for 3 and 0.0819 for 4 respectively. The question is, find parameter p and q of the binomial distribution. We have to find p and q both. Okay, now consider. Okay, now consider this. P of x is equal to r. This is probability distribution formula for binomial distribution. Already in the example it is given that it is a binomial distribution. This is the first step. Formula, value of n is given, that is 6 independent trials are there. Therefore p of x is equal to r. Put value of n is equal to here 6. R running from 0, start from 0 up to 6. This is the basic thing. Now what we have given for r is equal to 3. We have given probability of x is equal to 3. Put our value of r is 3 here, 6 c3 p raised to 3 q raised to 6 minus 3, which is equal to 6 c3 p cube q cube. Value it is given 0.2457. Okay, and for r is equal to 4, probability of x is equal to 4, that is 6c. Put value of r is 4, p raised to 4 q raised to 6 minus 4, that is equal to 6c4 p raised to 4 q square. Value it is also given 0.0819. Okay, call that equation number 1 and equation number 2. Now what we have to find? P and q. Therefore we have these two equations. Now divide. Other than that we don't have anything. N is there and these two equations. From these two equations only we have to find out p and q. Therefore by observing these two, if we divide these two equations we get one value. Okay, let us see. Dividing above 2, what we get? 6c4. This is first this equation, or either way you can divide by anything. 6c4 p raised to 4 q square divided by this 6c3 LHS side is equal to 0.0815 divided by 0.2457. Now cancelling a few terms here. This value is 1 by 3. Q, calculate all these calculation on calculator only, okay? Calci only, use calci only, don't make it orally. Now 1 Q remain in the denominator, 1 P, PQ gets cancelled, 1 P is remaining, and this is 3 by 4. Okay, you can calculate this also on calci also. Don't calculate by orally. 6C4, don't use any formula for that. We already know the formula for 6C4. Okay, but don't use that, because you are allowed to use calculator. You can calculate it by only calci only. Okay, this is we get 3 comes on this. Okay, 9P is equal to 4Q. Okay, now from this we have to simplify. We get 9P is equal to 4, and put value of either P or Q. The verb I put value of Q, that is 1 minus P. Therefore 13P, simplify this, is equal to 4. Therefore P value is 4 upon 13, and Q is 1 minus this P, that is 9 upon 13. These are the two required answers. Okay, now consider the next example. What is the probability of guessing correctly at least 6 of the 10 answers? There are 10 answers, that is value of n is 10. Number of trials, number of questions are 10. Then what is the probability of guessing correctly at least 6 of the 10 answers? We have to find the probability P of which experiment there should be at least 6. Minimum 6 answers should be correct out of 10 answers. That means minimum 6, right? How many trials are there then? Minimum 6 means 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, these are the probabilities of the 10 answers in a true false objective test. There is a true false objective test. There are total 10 questions are there, in which all the questions are of true false type, and we have to find out the probability of guessing correctly. Minimum or at least 6 answers should be correct. We have to find that probability out of 10 answers. Okay, then consider this probability of true and false. Either experiment is answer is probability of guessing correct answer. Okay, correct answers mean true. Okay, or false. There are only 2 possibilities. Therefore probability of guessing the correct answer is 1 by 2. And of course Q, getting not correct answer, that is 1 by Q, that is 1 minus 1 by 2, that is half. This is P, this is Q. Okay, now in binomial distribution, this is the formula for binomial distribution. Put n value 10 answers, that is 10 trials, n value is 10. Therefore put value of n is equal to 10 in this example. We get R value is 0 up to 10. Okay, now probability of guessing at least 6 answers means 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, and or we know there is a plus sign for or, right? If you want to calculate probability of all these things, what we have to do? Adding these probabilities. Okay, or means add, and means multiplication. Okay, the answer correctly, therefore probability of guessing at least 6 answers correctly is given by, that is our probability P is equal to, you can write it as probability of answer whole thing as it is, or just make it P. This P is different, this P is different. Okay, this is our answer, this is our probability answer, which is equal to probability of 6, or that is plus probability of 7 plus probability of 8 plus probability of 9 plus probability of 10. Probability of 6 means, probability of 6 is nothing but probability of x is equal to 6. That is, we have to put r value here 6, here r value 7, here r value 8, here r value 9, here r value 10. Okay, I put all these values in this above formula. First formula is for 6, 10 3 6, half, p is half, already we calculated as p is equal to half, q is also half everywhere, and this is first 6 and 10 minus 6. Similarly others are there, adding all these things. Okay, now again you can calculate on calci also, or by simplifying this also you can get answer is 193 upon 512. You can write it into decimal point also. Okay, this is the fourth example. Now consider next example. In 256 sets of 12 tosses, okay, 256 sets are there and there are 12 tosses of a coin. How many cases one can expect? Expect means we have to find mean. Okay, expected value, wherever expect word is there in the example, we need to find mean. Expect means mean of what? 8 heads and 4 tails. What is the exact example? In 256 sets of 12 tosses of a coin. Okay, how many cases one can expect? 8 heads and 4 tails. Okay, here two numbers are there, 256 and 12 tosses, but experiment is of 12 tosses only. There are no 256 tosses, right? What is experiment? Toss of a coin. How many tosses? How many trials? That is n value is 12 only. Okay, in 12 tosses we have to find out all these things, and at the end in 256 sets means we have to multiply that probability with this number, right? Okay, now consider probability of head. We know if we toss a coin, probability of head is half, probability of tail, that is probability of not getting head is q, that is 1 minus half, which is half. This we already know. Now expected of x means, that is we have to calculate mean is equal to mu, this is another notation, is equal to np. This for binomial. There is no any binomial word in this example. Okay, still we are using binomial expansion because the number of trials are fixed. P, probability of success, probability of failure, these are also not infinite. This is their fixed numbers. For binomial distribution, all assumptions are satisfied by this example. Therefore, we are using binomial expansion. Some of the binomial examples can be solved by earlier method also. In earlier chapter, we have solved all the probability examples. By those methods, you can also solve some of these binomial examples also. But binomial, using binomial distribution examples or binomial formula, that example becomes easier or less complicated. Okay, or less it can be solved by in less steps. Now consider this example. Expected of this is formula np, which is equal to value of n is 256 into probability of x is equal to 8, right? Probability of 8 heads, that is probability of x is equal to 8. Okay, because already we have studied probability, we have calculated probability of head as our success. Therefore you have to find out this. Obviously if 8 heads are there, then total 12 tosses, 8 heads, remaining must be the obviously tails. Okay, therefore we are considering head as a success. Therefore probability of head is half, and in calculation we need q, that's why we calculate q, and we have to calculate probability of getting 8 heads. Therefore we have to calculate probability of x is equal to 8 and multiply that by this number 256 is our last answer. Okay, now consider this x is equal to 8. Put x is equal to r is equal to 8 in binomial formula. What we get? Binomial distribution, put r is equal to 8. event is 12 tosses, getting r heads as a success, obviously, just we discuss. Therefore probability of this is binomial formula. Put n value is 12, there are 12 tosses, therefore n trials, therefore n is equal to 12, and we have to put r is equal to 8 here, and p value is half, q value is half. Calculate, put it as it is in the calculator, we get answer is 495 upon 4090. This is a probability of getting head only in 12 tosses. But what is our aim? In 256 sets we have to find out this probability. Therefore we have to multiply this number by expected value, that is NP. Here capital N should be there. Capital, in every example capital N is the biggest number and small n is a number of trials, that is a smaller than capital N. NP, that is 256 trials, and probability is this. Answer is 30.9. Okay.